So this is the kitchen that you have never seen in any video so far. The only thing which I had already added was the lantern, which was added pretty much when I arrived 5 years ago, but the rest is exactly how it was when I arrived. So it was all made by the previous owner of this apartment, and it was mainly painted in white and blue. So far I have only last fall painted the wood panel around the window, and it's not finished. I had added 2 coats and I need 3 coats. For everything here I always need 3 coats. So I have started to put my first pieces of wallpaper. Here I tried one. I hope today to finish, well, hopefully till the pipes, but the pipes, they are not finished. I need to have at least 1 or 2 more coats because they were blue and they were dirty, all that. So it takes some time to make them really clean. It's so time consuming to do that. So I'm just going to leave a bit of space here and I can continue, and I have all that to do. I hope to make progress here too. And it's a little shorter because I have the pipes too, so it's always some paper saved. And here it's painted for this part above the stove, so not the stove, I don't remember the word, where you cook. And I hope to do this part. This is annoying because I have a lot of cut to do. And I did this part here. And I'm really pleased with the result. I think it works really well. It works well in the kitchen. It makes an elegant kitchen. It's still a kitchen paper, so it works well. These big floral patterns, they are pretty big, and you do a lot of waste when you cut, to make all the pattern adjusting to the next piece. And of course the curtain are not going to stay like that. They are ugly old things I had for a long time. I'm going to change those to find nice beautiful curtains and also add a real one. I will have the one which hide me, which are important because this side of the apartment is on the street where the other building is pretty close. So I need them, but I also want to have what I have on my other rooms, to have real curtains, probably shorter than in the other rooms, but I can close at night if I want to. just a little video, the first part of my little renovation in the kitchen. Nothing super spectacular, but it took me quite a long time, and I know some people like the decor videos, so I don't do those quite often, but I had this room which had to be renovated, at least the walls, the ceiling. And since 5 years I arrived in this apartment, the room was not done. For two reasons, mainly a bit of laziness and a bit of busyness too, because I only gathered everything this summer when I really decided which wallpaper I would choose and all that, and the paints and everything. And then it was my Halloween season, Christmas season, and I had absolutely no time to do this sort of jobs. So I decided if I don't do it this spring, it will never be done, because in summertime it's really, really warm, and wallpaper is not super ideal when the weather is very hot and the temperature is very high. So I just thought I need to do it now, and I started at the very beginning of March. I didn't do it like every day, of course. It was one day here, one weekend there, few hours there. So yes, after 1 month, a little more than 1 month, I did my 3 coats on the ceiling, I did the wood panel around the window, 3 coats too. Everything needed pretty much 3 coats, because it was very dirty. It had not been done for more than 20 years. Yes, and I still have right now one job to do on the walls. It's the pipes and all the lower parts, the wood parts near the floor, I forgot the word. I had to continue and to finish that properly, but the wallpaper is completely done and I'm super happy. I'm really happy about this choice. I wanted to do something red at the beginning, but red, I didn't find a nice red baroque wallpaper for the kitchen. They have to be washable, and you can't have any wallpaper in the kitchen. You have to choose something which will work with the humidity and all the things you have in the kitchen. And this is the last wall I didn't use, and I just show it to you so you can see what's the name. Yes, and it's a pretty thick paper. I was really pleased because it has a lot of texture and it's pretty thick, and I'm going to keep this one unless I have if I have a problem at some point. I have one more roll I can use. I'm going at my slow pace and I enjoy the process. I think everybody do their renovation or their things super fast, and it's the opposite of the thing I like. And also I can't spend all my day, all my time, all my weeks doing some renovations. But also I think you enjoy the process so much more when you go little by little. You see the little improvements you are doing. You really take the time to enjoy all your little accomplishments, and I absolutely adore that. On top of that, wallpaper, you can go at your own pace. You don't have to be in a hurry. You can do 1 or 2, 3 pieces and let things as they are and continue the next day. I'm used to wallpaper paste, of course, something I've used a lot in my art, not so much these past years, but a lot in the past. And you can leave it as it is and put a bit of water and start again. So it's very, very convenient and easy and relaxing. A relaxing way to work. Paint for me sometimes is stressful because you have to go at a certain rhythm, not to have anything showing, the ceiling too. And I realized I had 2 little pieces, 2 little corners where I didn't paint my 3 coats. Because I used my very last coat was a slightly different paint. The shop where I was buying them didn't have exactly the same one, and they sold me the one for beginners, and I wondered what was so special about the paint for beginners, and it's very thick, it's very unpleasant. I hated it. It's supposed to be, you can't have too many drippings with it, but it was not ideal at all, and you use a lot. So I think for them it's nice because you use more of it. So these cupboards, I would have never put them here if it was my choice. Now they're here. I don't like them very much, but they are pretty robust. They are not bad quality. They are not IKEA at all, because they have been there for 20 years and they are still perfectly well. Even where you work, all that, there is no, I'm not super nice with my paints and my tea, and it's still in perfect shape and with no stains. The stain don't stay on this, which is really nice. So I'm going to keep it and paint it ivory, and the handles are I'm going probably to change them. Yes, it's not my ideal choice, but after all, I thought for the moment I'm going to keep it, because you can still store a lot of things and it's still good quality in its not super glamorous way. And here you can see this lamp. It's not going, nothing is going to stay here above the oven, but I don't have any furniture yet. So, and of course the dollhouse, which for the moment is going to stay above the oven, but I'm going to have her quite high on the walls somewhere. I need to find something because she's pretty deep. As you can see, it's the dollhouse from the Dollhouse workshop, of course, and it's going to stay in the kitchen because I think it works so well with the pattern, the colors. And before, you can see it was this sort of special paper that you can find here in any old apartment, any old houses, usually where the walls are not super nice. They put that on it to secure the walls so that you don't have to redo everything. Well, it's always visible, but with my very thick wallpapers you don't see it much, so I was very happy. It almost disappears, especially with this one. And this I'm going to paint it with the same color, I think the ivory color, but for the tiles, especially made for that. And I will replace also the flowers, which are not nice. And this is the dining space in the kitchen. So the kitchen is pretty big actually. It's not a small room, it's bigger than my studio, bigger than my bedroom too. So there is, yes, it's organized so that you have the cupboards on one side and the dining space here. There is still my table with all my wallpaper, tools, all that, which is going to go away, of course. And I'm hunting for a table and chairs, but I don't want things white. I would like to find something in wood, a bit nice and old. I can't make my cupboards look older than they really are, so I'm going to definitely have old pieces of furniture and find places to have some lights, find a nice lighting for the wall here. The dollhouse you have seen belongs to my Dollhouse workshop, which is currently open. And if you are interested in doing a dollhouse, you have always dreamed of doing your own dollhouse, just know that there is a launching offer available till April 22, 2023, so you will have all the information under this video. And you can create a very big dollhouse like mine or smaller. I show you also how you can start something a little smaller if you are a little scared to do something too big. For your first house, you can also start something smaller and then continue and do all the furniture and all the other things we are doing for the big house, but for your small house. Anyway, you have all the information and replies to possible questions you would have if you click on the links just under this video, and just know that the launching offer closes on April 22, and this workshop only opens once a year, so it's going to be closed at the middle of May till next spring 2024. So even if you can't start your house now, you can still join and do it a little later this summer, for example. But once you enroll, you have forever access to the content. So I will leave you here. I will have a lot of fun videos coming also this month. I'm working right now on another workshop which will open later this spring, which is a character workshop. It's not a dollhouse workshop at all, but I will keep you updated with that next month. I'm still working on it, and a few other things that you're going to see. I'm going to continue my renovations at a snail rhythm, and I will show you the part 2 of this renovation in a few weeks. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon.